Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you my thoughts on the British royal family, and today I'll be talking about Meghan being roasted by Nigeria's First Lady. There is no getting around what this woman said, the fact that it was aimed at Meghan, although some Meghan fans are even now saying it wasn't meant in that way, that she meant it in a totally different way, which wasn't aimed at Meghan. But the fact that she used Meghan's name confirms that it was a message for her personally. Here is the transcript for this lady's speech about Meghan. We have to salvage our children. You know, we see the way they dress. They keep forgetting that Nigeria, we are beautiful. The moment you can see what they showcase on the stage, I said, we are fashionable. We see what is going on, you know. We are not having a Met Gala, and everyone there, nakedness is just everywhere, and the men are well clothed. So we have to do something. Tell them the way it is. We don't accept nakedness in our culture. That is not beautiful at all, and they are all beautiful girls. Yes, but they should be confident to know they are. They don't want to be like even they are mimicking and trying to emulate film stars from America. They don't know where they come from. Why did Meghan come here looking for Africa? That is something we have to take home with. We know who we are, and don't lose who you are. That's the end of that quote. I don't know if my punctuation was in the right places, but I've just read it as I got it. And one thing that I notice is she keeps reminding that the women in Nigeria are beautiful, which they are, and that they don't need to be naked to be beautiful. She mentions Met Gala. I think that was aimed at Meghan, don't you? And talks about everyone there, nakedness is just everywhere. But there's also somebody else that she's aiming this at, I believe. So she did a double whammy with this. I'll tell you about it in a minute. And then she emphasises that they don't accept nakedness in their culture and goes as far to say it's not beautiful. And yeah, clothing can be beautiful, but she's emphasising the fact that these women are so beautiful they don't need to be naked to look beautiful. And then she talks about how they should be confident and about not mimicking or trying to emulate film stars from America. Well, we know Meghan's not a film star per se, but she thinks she is. So even saying that is a dig at Meghan. And then she says they don't know where they come from. I think that's a dig at Meghan as well. And then she uses Meghan's name. So how can this not be aimed at Meghan? Why did Meghan come here looking for Africa? So that's basically emphasising who she's talking about. And it's also saying that she doesn't want Meghan here in Africa. And also, why did she come looking for Africa? She's asking, why did she come in the first place? That's my take on it. And then she ends with saying, we know who we are and don't lose who you are. I think she's meaning, I do think it's meant for Meghan, but she's also meaning it for wherever the cap fits, I think. So that was in my opinion, but it wasn't, as I said, aimed just at Meghan, but also at this lady's own daughter. Her daughter walks the runway in the US, and the mother was obviously aiming it also at her. Some Meghan fans are saying that the First Lady had no right to be saying this about Meghan when her own daughter was half naked in public. But can people see what she's doing? She's covering all bases. She's definitely aiming this at Meghan because Meghan was the one who was in their country, half naked, upsetting people, upsetting mothers of children, scaring the children, offending them, fascinating the men, if we're going to be honest, although they were probably disapproving and, in general, really offended. The country, especially talking about it being her country, when her heritage was being questioned by the Nigerians. They are no fools and they wanted to know, but they were doing it in a polite way. They genuinely were questioning which part of Nigeria she originated from, which tribe, where her ancestors were from, so that when Meghan said she couldn't come up with the proof, They began to realise that she was lying about this. Let's not forget the dresses that Meghan wore to Nigeria. She was showing a lot of flesh, and all of them, especially the half-naked dress, which was flesh-coloured and showed all of her back, and showed she was not wearing any underwear, which is usual for her. It offended the schoolgirls that were looking at her. You could see it in their faces. She was hugging children who were uncomfortable being hugged by a half-dressed woman, who was a stranger as well. They're not used to this sort of thing, and you could see the discomfort. 2 mothers did complain about this and got arrested because of it, but not for long. The person that should have been arrested should have been Meghan, for totally going against that beautiful country's traditions and rules. So this First Lady was definitely aiming it at Meghan, but also including her daughter. She knew her daughter would get to see this, and also anybody else that needed to. Maybe all the half-dressed women in the world who think that by wearing less and less clothing makes them more attractive. She was making mothers aware of how their children, their daughters, their young daughters do not need to emulate these people, these so-called stars. There's a couple of hashtags going around now, which are hashtag don't be like Meghan and another one, hashtag be like Catherine, which I absolutely love because it's true. I don't like comparisons, but in this case, for the sake of these impressionable young girls, I think they are brilliant hashtags. Regarding Harry and Meghan, their titles are actually being discussed now, and I believe that something will happen. More on that in my next video coming up soon. Thanks for watching. Let me have your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one.